Hello, before we start the video, could you please subscribe to my channel? Once upon a time, nestled deep within the mysterious forests of Transylvania, stood an ancient castle. This was no ordinary castle, but the world-renowned Hotel Transylvania, a sanctuary for all kinds of supernatural beings. From vampires and werewolves to mummies and invisible men, creatures from all corners of the earth came here to escape the prying eyes of humans and enjoy a peaceful, fun-filled life. The hotel was owned and managed by Count Dracula, a charismatic yet overprotective vampire. Despite his fearsome reputation, Dracula had a heart full of love, especially for his daughter, Mavis. Mavis, a spirited young vampire, had just turned 118, an age when vampires are considered adults. For her birthday, Dracula had planned a grand celebration, inviting monsters from all over the world. As the guests arrived, the hotel buzzed with excitement. Frankenstein and his bride, Wayne the werewolf and his massive pack, Murray the mummy, and Griffin the invisible man, all gathered to celebrate Mavis's big day. However, there was one uninvited guest who had managed to slip through the magical barriers that protected the hotel, a human named Jonathan. Jonathan was an adventurous young backpacker who had stumbled upon the castle while exploring the forests. Fascinated by the Gothic architecture, he decided to take a look inside, not knowing it was a haven for monsters. When Dracula discovered Jonathan, he was horrified. Humans were not allowed in Hotel Transylvania. To avoid panic among the guests, Dracula disguised Jonathan as a monster. Jonathan, now in disguise, mingled with the guests and quickly became a hit at the party. His laid-back, fun-loving attitude was infectious, and even the most serious monsters couldn't help but join in the fun. Mavis, who had always been curious about the human world, was particularly drawn to Jonathan. She found his stories of the human world fascinating and felt a connection she had never experienced before. Dracula, seeing his daughter's growing affection for Jonathan, became worried. He had always warned Mavis about the dangers of humans, believing they were cruel and untrustworthy. But as he watched Jonathan interact with his friends and his daughter, he began to see things differently. Jonathan's kindness and acceptance of everyone, regardless of how they looked, began to change Dracula's perception of humans. Throughout the celebration, Jonathan's true identity remained a secret, but as the night drew to a close, it became harder to maintain the charade. Eventually, the truth was revealed, causing an uproar among the guests. Dracula, however, stood up for Jonathan, explaining how he had shown him that humans could be kind and accepting. Moved by Dracula's words and Jonathan's bravery, the monsters agreed to give him a chance. They realized that they had more in common with humans than they had thought and that perhaps it was time to let go of their old fears. Mavis and Jonathan's bond grew stronger, and Dracula, though still protective, accepted their friendship. The party ended on a high note, with everyone dancing and celebrating together, humans and monsters alike. From that day on, Hotel Transylvania became a place not just for monsters, but for anyone who needed a place to belong. Dracula's heart, once filled with fear, was now open to new possibilities, and the hotel thrived as a symbol of unity and acceptance. And so, the legend of Hotel Transylvania spread far and wide, a testament to the power of love, friendship, and the courage to embrace the unknown. And they all lived happily ever after, in a world where monsters and humans coexisted in harmony.